When we entered the house, it was sort of hard to breathe due to the stench from the rodent urine. The worst part was the holes in the ceiling and watching the rats run in and out. And we quickly did an interior inspection, and I did observe areas where rodents had chewed through things. We had a case called into the Austin Code Department for a rodent infestation, and that's typical. We get those quite frequently. When I met with the tenant at her property, I was kind of taken back because it's probably the worst one I've ever seen. In this situation specifically, I was able to contact her landlord, and he met me out there the next day. He as well went inside and was in there for a short time and turned around and walked out because it was really hard to be in there. He was a little upset. He didn't know the situation was that bad. And he was taken back as well because he didn't know at this point how he could fix things. You know, it was going to be more than just calling out an exterminator. Rodents had chewed through things. There was holes in the walls. And after we did a quick inspection, we went back outside to talk. And I just asked her, you know, how are you able to live in here? And she stated that she just does. She just got used to it. From head to end of tail, probably about 10 inches. They were huge. When I went in the property, the odor was really strong. I had to wear double masks on my face. The walls were really dirty with a greasy, dark grime. It was just filthy, and it was from the rodents rubbing, you know, their oils from their fur and their feces and stuff like that. At that point, she had quarantined off her own kitchen. She put up some type of curtain on between the living room and the kitchen and pretty much gave the kitchen up to the rodents. You know, the rats would run in and out. I could hear them scurrying around in the walls. And just tons of stuff, debris, shredded materials from the rodents fell out of the closet. She doesn't use that closet anymore. So essentially, she was quarantining herself to her living room and her bedroom. And both of those areas were kept really clean as possible, but that was the only usable space in that house. And of course, they had chewed through wires, so she had, I think, one working plug at the time. So it was cooler out in those months. She had a space heater she would plug in, but she would have to unplug that to charge her phone, and she just was working off of one plug because they've already pretty much demolished the electrical system as well. Everything was just really dirty, the walls and whatnot from the rats, like I said. And then we left the house. She showed me some areas outside also that had holes in the soffit and the exterior, and you know, that may be how they started to come into the house. There again, if we had tackled this early on, possibly those holes could have been sealed up early on, and you know, damage could have been more controlled than what it had turned into. We had a conversation. He put a plan into place and contacted an exterminator to at least start an assessment of what could be done to rectify the situation. They were able to temporarily house her somewhere else while the work took place. And so, of course, that work involved some structural issues that needed to be fixed. So they had to start by boarding up holes on the exterior of the house and on the interior of the house, the treatment, the complete cleaning of the entire house. In all, basically, when it was all over with, the situation worked out for both parties because the landlord, of course, doesn't want his property to be ruined by a rodent infestation. So he was happy that he was able to come in and fix the situation. And of course, the tenant was happy because she didn't need to live in that type of situation. I guess after all was said and done, we had a few more conversations with her. And I just asked her why she waited so long, and she basically said that she was ashamed because she was living in that type of situation. But we are humans, and so we understand that things happen, you know, and we don't hold anything against the people. When we go out to do an inspection on a house, we're not worried about how or why it got that way. We're not there to judge you on that. We're there to fix the situation so you don't have to live a certain way, and your property should be maintained, and you should be able to live in a healthy environment. And there again, that's why it's important to contact your landlord and or code right away before it gets out of control. Hi, my name's Erica Thompson, and this is my story as a code inspector.